Good morning. Well, yesterday was a little bit of a blow-off day. Definitely by the way it moved up. Let's look at the intraday charts. It is not what we would call a blow-off move yet on the daily time frame. But we've got a wide range bar. So we have our day-to-day, what we call factory work. And then there's things that go on that kind of make you doubt what you do on a day-to-day basis. So what do I mean by that? Well, we look at candles and we look at narrow bars, narrow bodied bars, tail bars, wide range bars, and so on and so forth. And so there's a concept we look down here on the weekly time frame called a wide range bar igniting. It's a big bar, ideally, but not always, that comes with a big increase in volume. So if one wide range bar, bullish wide range bar is good, well, two is even better. Well, compared to these wide range bars, compared to this daily wide range bar, and I should back up a second and say that this idea or concept is applicable in all time frames. And so a wide range bar on a weekly time frame is much more potent than on a smaller time frame, right? Common sense. If you see a wide range bar on a 1 minute chart and you trade a 1 minute chart and prices are down at support and turn back up again, well, that's a valid signal, and vice versa if it's going up. So it's a wide range bar, a strong close. I wouldn't call it a huge wide range bar. I mean, like this reversal bar here, which certainly looked like it was the start of a move down. It ignited a move down since it gapped up, but it's in an uptrend. This wasn't climactic. Now, I certainly thought this was going to go down and make a lower low, test the 50. Didn't happen. Right? That's what we got the Christmas tree effect of red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green. So where am I going? Is this a wide range bar ending? I don't know. We never know. Sometimes you get another wide range bar, but if we're going to get a blow off move, it certainly will not be, and it'll continue to go higher. And as I'm looking at the option volume this morning, and this doesn't mean they're right. Right? There's bets for 65.75 today that are accumulating. Can it get up there today? When we look at SPX, I tend to think not. The bid and the ask is zero by a nickel, so nobody really believes it. But there's already been like almost 10,000. Well, the open interest is 10,000. The volume is almost 10,000. And then, of course, there's bets for 55, 54, 55, and so on. Anyway, we see how that develops in the first half hour or so. Now, this, of course, is no longer resistance, and we don't know where that may be. We look at the cues, but what we do know, this is major support. It's not going down there today. That's our first significant support area. And these overlapping bars, you can see here, this cluster of pivots, and then it continues higher yesterday. So always the most recent bar is our first reference point of support. It's bars low and the high resistance. And we see pre-market, there was a bottoming tail bar here on the cues. So they're buying the dip. It's still bullish. Yesterday, although it got extended, it went sideways. It was like, I'm afraid of getting left behind, right? Fear of missing out. So demand continued after it got extended versus, hey, it looks great. Buy the pullback. It looks great. Buy the pullback. Buy the pullback. Now they're not buying the pullback. Well, more of an indication of a potential blow off, continued blow off. It also communicates a certain level of being complacent, right? Well, let's say, I wouldn't say complacent is the right term as far as this pattern goes, but it does communicate an extreme increase in confidence that the market's going to go higher. And it might in the short term. Just because we see something like that, it doesn't mean it has to reverse. And we've had this theme going on for over a month of options expiration, and we thought it'd be a low. Now it looks like it could be a high. So things shift, and you look at we have concepts that we look at, which could be like seasonality, right? August is a soft month. September's the worst month. And so you have to combine that with your charts, multiple time frames, and so on. So for today, we know that we've got a void below because of the way the price has moved, but the dip is being bought. So we'd look for this to go higher until proven otherwise. And you can see it's holding up here very nicely. And as we look at different charts, I'm not going to repeat all of this because it's pretty much the same to varying degrees. So if we look at the Dow, you could look at the diamonds. They're certainly lagging, but it made a strong move. It's at resistance. This could be playing catch up. Right? So if we're going to get this continued move to the upside, I think the Dow needs to participate. The transports look like they were going to go lower. We talked about that earlier in the week. Monster bullish day. Shorts, you got to cover. Day like yesterday where, the vast majority of things are going up. Anybody short's got to be a little nervous. They're going to say, like, screw this. Let me just kick this thing to the side. Let me see, reevaluate what happens. That's what professional traders do, right? They admit, hey, this ain't working today. If it works again tomorrow, I can get back in. Well, to a certain degree, yes, shorts got squeezed. Now, was it in a big way? It's not. It could be if we get the blow off kind of move. Yeah, then it could be a big move. One day doesn't make it a blow off. It could be a blow off kind of a day in the short term. But this could consolidate. It could be a 1, 2, 3. So it was asked yesterday, what would you want to see that this is a blow off? What kind of price action? What would happen? Well, normally when we see a wide range bar, it then what happens, it evolves into a 1, 2, 3, or it doesn't go very far the next day, or the next day is a down day. In a blow off situation, it's up again the next day. And it doesn't hesitate. Everybody is so convinced that it's time to get in that they do. And so that definitely a short squeeze type of scenario. It's like, I think I should buy that. Buyers are in control. I'm short. Holy shit. I'm going to get my clock cleaned. I better just cover, and all of that, creates blow off kind of move. Look at the 15-minute chart on the transports, right? Down creates the void. It's consolidating. If it's truly bearish, it consolidates and it goes down again. It doesn't shoot back up to there. So that's bullish. That looks like it should go up. IWM, monster day, right? It's created a void and continued buying here. Right? Where is it in? Look, it's gapping up. Trying to scrunch that up so you can see the cursor. Let's get the red thing out of the way. Right? It's gapping up above here. So what do? Well, you don't buy it at the open, right? You can buy even a pullback into the gap fill. Look at the 60-minute chart. There's nothing there. So you want to see some kind of rounding bottom. It just makes it difficult, right? It's gapping up here. After a day like yesterday, the probability is it would get sold, right? So probabilities aren't reality. So if it gaps up and it just keeps running, that lends itself to the blow off scenario. You got the giant red bar ignored, and you got a pivot high up here to be aware of at 230. And so it's gapping up just below 230. It might get to 230 and then flip back down again. So don't get too enamored, here at the open anyway. All right. SPY, and we'll get to SPX, same scenario, right? Up, up, up. They bought the dip. It's going higher. It's gapping higher. All right. 664. You can see I can move this down a little bit. Right? There's nothing up here. Right? So 664-ish, give or take. It's not a huge gap up. I don't know what it is percentage wise, but it's not eyeballing it. It's not huge, but it is up. Look how many days in a row where it's just this grinder. So again, blow off or gap and crap, right? So we see the chart. We know what it suggests. The trend is up. It could be a red consolidation day as we wait for new economic data tomorrow, or it just runs up. I don't know, but I know that we've had these red bars ignored since the turn. And over the last 2 weeks, this week is not done, right? We've had a monster red bar ignored. So, and that may not look like such a big deal as we're looking at it, consolidation, but you look at the Qs, it doesn't look like such a big, it's not that big, but it's a red bar after being far from the 20. And IWM was a giant red bar. So, you know, all of this tariff stuff, Trump comments, China, Israel, Ukraine, Russia, it's like, hey, it's going up. Now, the Fed, they're going to cut interest rates, so on and so forth. So all of these things, and maybe Trump works it out with Putin, and there's nothing to worry about. And you know what that tends to lead to when it comes to the markets. Bitcoin looks good, like it's going to go higher. I don't need to look at the futures because we're looking at the same thing as I just explained. Um, Gold in the middle of the range. I don't think anybody cares. And what's interesting, this is in the idea of a interest rate cut coming. And so the inflation, people aren't concerned with that. Interest rate coming. The dollar is down a bit, but still bottoming. This thing should be cratering. It's not because of the expectation. Trump's calling for 1.5. That ain't going to happen, but you know what I mean? Interest rates go down, currency tied to it tends to go down, and it's not. It's showing relative strength compared to that. Um, Interest rates, inflation up, it's going up, inflation down, a lot of indecision there. Um, yes, Andre, well, IWM, I think, should be the best bet for a continuation higher since it's been the underperformer. It's got room to go up. So, we'll look on the intraday charts. All right, SPX, there are today's strikes. And they adjusted already. So 6,500. 6,500. Where's 60? I'm just looking at the I think it could get there. Again, the way prices have been moving up, they're gapping up here. Let me go back and look at this for a second here. So, this doesn't correlate exactly to SPX with the number being like, is that 6,400 on SPX? Not necessarily. Right, so gapping up there, just kind of eyeballing it. Right, gapping up there. So definitely it's above 6,450, which is good. And so 6,500. I mean, that would really, if we could get a bar like that closes like that today, that would definitely lend itself to the blow off kind of thinking. So call strike below a whole number, that close, that seems a bit uncertain, not a great bet, right? Down here, that would seem to be a no-brainer. So will it get down there today? Not unless there's some catastrophic news. So what should be the bias? I mean, this is where the extreme is. If you just wanted to do it at the open, and would it work out? 99% of the time, yes. The 1% that it doesn't, it's going to be painful, like any credit spread. But to think, will it hold above 6,300 or 6,350? I would say that's a pretty darn good probability to hold there. Now, let's see, 63, this is 6,315. Yeah, so if it starts to pull back 6,350-ish, there's a pivot here. So we'll see how it plays out at the open and which way things are going to go. Since it's gapping up, I wouldn't be surprised to see some selling into that. But if there isn't, and it just keeps running, well, enough said. You know what it means. All yours, Dan.
Mhm. Alarm here, go off. And get the screen, look at alarms. Yeah, Robert, I thought I read 92%, but 92, 99, who cares? Alarms. And then earnings comp just had an up alarm. We actually bought $8 calls on that yesterday, only paying only paying 5 cents of extrinsic value. I actually put an order out pre-market just in case, having targets for profits are great because you could be at the gym, you can be getting coffee, and if something moves, and then you got a big gain on your hands. So we bought it at 50. I would order to sell some at 70 alarms. Sorrow, a little retest here. I don't know what alarm, not very liquid. Lily alarm. Oh, thanks, Rocco. Yeah, we did, yesterday option coaching. We decided to just did look at, went over basic stuff like always. But then we looked at a ton of recent option trades and discussed them. Lily here up alarm at 650, 30-minute high. Today's Wednesday, which so would be a 2 DTE put spread idea. BST, my alarm went off. That's a long and a put spread. Let me say 5-minute high as it go. And then also this Zeta. BST looks great. Gap reversal, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I adjusted it because we got to go out to next week because this week there's no premium anymore. Zeta, one of you all in the green room, gave this to me yesterday. So over yesterday's high, we're going to buy call options on it. There's a limit. Big alarm. We sold puts yesterday. Had the nice turn on the daily hourly chart, gapping up. We covered half yesterday on Hasbro alarm. One of you gave that to me yesterday. And so that's also a go 5-minute high. If it gaps over. Cores. Oh, great. Cores gapping down. I was going to give this as a directional. Okay, we have a $14 put spread for Friday. So let me set a lower alarm now. We looked at Quebec Sierra. We're long stock. Up alarm went off. Marvel, we have a put spread. Up alarm went off. I tightened the stop. PII, or long stock. I had an up alarm go off, so I just reset them. And that looks like all my alarms. Yeah, Robert, there's not. We're taking this week off. Last summer we actually took, well, for like a 2-month period, we took every other week off. So we're going to be meeting with our, yeah, we're going to be meeting with our VA. I wish I'd talk later in the green room about getting your ideas, how to how to revamp it, how to make it better, how to get more people interested in it. Because I'm shocked we don't have more people in it. That's fantastic education. All right, these are earnings now. Oh, DKS alarm went off. That my up alarm went off. I was hoping to get a 1, 2, 3, and then that would be a no-brainer. Alex mentioned this MKS yesterday. I also would love a 1, 2, 3. DSL, it's just getting on board a moving train, but what's good? All right, back to earnings here. Rig T. All right, so I actually did a one lot just of a bull call debit spread. So I will skip them down a little bit. So, if it keeps rallying, I'll close it into strength and probably 5-minute low for my stop. Let the spreads tighten up a little bit. CRWV earnings gapping down to 133. That could be a condor or a call spread for Friday. Kava. Okay, this one's kicking our butt today. We did a condor on this. We did the 99 $3 wide, and we did what was it? I'm in it too. I forget the short. The short put is 72. So it's gapping against us. And wow, it has to get up here to 72. That would be, for max profit. So my goal here is to hope for a bounce, hope that it's a big, because let's pretend we're not in the trade. And we have a $3 wide max, and we sold it for 77 cents. So it's not catastrophic loss because our from yesterday coaching, right? Our max loss is 3 minus 77. So it's not catastrophic. We're risking that difference to make 77. But let's say we were not in it, and I'm reviewing earnings trades. I would be saying that's an ugly gap, but I'm putting it into the bucket of excessive gap. Let's see if buyers step up, and I'd consider a put spread for Friday, 30-minute high. Zeta alarm just went off, but we know about him. 2056, that's a mess. This one's a bullish uptrend with no pattern. Lazar, that's a huge percent. That's an ugly gap. Reeker, nothing. It's a dog. Herb got sold off into earnings. I don't know what's wrong with him. It looks kind of like it got released. Our Smurfum, I said yesterday, what's today? Wednesday, over Monday's high. I said I like Smurfum. So that could be a 5, 10, 15, 30-minute high. I don't know. LKQ. It's bottom fishing. I'll put it on the list. I'll set an alarm. LKQ. I look at my 15-minute chart to set my early alarms. So I'll just set it. Let's see it gapping up. My minder says it's gapping at 30-35. All right, so if it was not gapping, then I would have set it at 30-22. Let's see. Okay. There's shoot, bottom right, Zeta moving. That crop. That's this one, gapping down, no interest. Echo Charlie, flat, no interest. Into big old gap to 44. That's an igniting gap. Let's watch it on a pullback. Big gaps like this, I like waiting at least an hour to see, where a pattern sets up, and even ideally after 3 p.m. because then you have a lot of data. Turn gapping down. I think this is what I said. If it opens flat, you can short below. And it is opening kind of flat. The only downside is it's a $2 stock. I don't mind swing trading. I kind of have a rule. I don't like shorting under $7, but day trading, I don't mind. All right, 1090, that's an igniting gap, but too big. Brown. And I'm trying to make the turn, maybe 30-minute high. Slide. And I'll set this off to a bad start. IPO. Highland gapping down. That would have been a good 1, 2, 3, but the gap down is too big. Look at that 25-cent stock. This 84.40 gap's too big. You can see G, but that would have been a great pattern for 1, 2, 3 if it opened flat. 857 gap's too big. Yeah, I should have cleaned these out earlier. Didn't get around to it. Okay, you'll see. This is one I said in the green room that you could trade up or down. I said unless it gave me some type of bullish gap, then this looks like a consolidation and a downtrend. So that is ugly. Ugly. It's there. Ugly. Playboy up 9 cents, no pattern. Trying to go fast here. Market's gonna open in a minute. That's a big gap, but excessive. Apex. That could be a 30-minute high. That could be a 30-minute high. MRP alarm. This a subscriber emailed this to us, and I said yes, I like it. Based on that little whip there, it kind of looks like spreading. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna let that simmer down a little bit. Microsoft alarm. We did a put spread yesterday. Lift. All right, we're long puts on this. Let me reset the alarms. I'm in no rush for new loans here, but the ones I mentioned are nice. That's why I said 5-minute high if they're going over it. Ah man, look at my rig too. Whoa, I have a bull call debit spread on this. See, I always tell you winners and losers. It was gapping down on me today, and I could have said nothing, but told you. All right, so I got a nice profit here. I'm just gonna take it. All right, filled, so I'm out of that profit, but it looks good for directional too. That's a nice pattern here. I'm not chasing it. QS, yeah, we're in it. Zeta. All right, so Zeta, you should have got filled. It was a long call at a limit. Because I can tell. So Zeta looks good. PII alarm. We can move stuff break even now. Well, what's our cost basis? Yeah, cost basis 5418. Well, I have an alarm at break even. Just leave it and set a new up alarm. PII. New alarm 5680. Marble up alarm, nice. Let's move stuff here. 7728. Marble. That went against us. That came dangerously close. My stop is there already. It came close to stopping us out. Twilio up alarm. I mentioned that yesterday, making the turn. Marble 76, 73. All right, I'll just leave it. We have an open profit. Let's let it play out some more. Remember I said I did not like Marvel at all for directional. But see the put spread there, broke out of support at the 20. Microsoft up alarm. Let me reset it. We're in Meta put spread. We're in Google put spread. I mentioned Meta. Meta looked like a directional yesterday, and then it just kind of took off. QS 917. We come to stop break even now on this thing. Apple, it's up too much for me. I like things tighter to support in the 20. Like R3. Let's go back to those. Hasbro. All right, so Hasbro gave 5-minute high. What's Zeta doing? Well, that was a limit thing, so that's okay. And then this MRP. Okay, MRP. There's a go. That tightened up. MRP 3180. That's paying from a subscriber. And then this, then 18 degree. Hasbro hit 831. Diamonds are the best here. Night and gap on the 15 and cruising. Diamonds. Yeah, more of a day trade, I think. You got a lot of resistance to the left. All right, that's VST. All right, I set 5 minute high, but I'm actually pull back in the gap is fine. And then let me check the put spread. We gave a new one. Well, we had to roll it out to next week. Bezel, I'm not filled yet. I'm trying to do the 8580. Let's see where it's at. I'm not filled, but my orders out there. All right, VST. Okay, the half order was before. You go, yeah, that's pseudo 1, 2, 3. It's bullet. Oh, nice out on my rig team. Look at that. I sold strength. Look at that. I sold the high. Here you go. Nice. Diamonds are on fire here today. Look at this curve. CRWV earnings call spread. I said Amazon flying on the 15-minute chart. AMD also. I noticed that had a big gap up. So 148 for tomorrow. 28 by 60. So you have to go out to next week. Yep. Amazon's bullish consolidation after that big move with the void. And the videos, man, look at AMD. That's like another igniting gap right there. What was their news? Alex, your HPQ is moving up. You mentioned yesterday. Thank you. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. What would be better? Puts room. I'm sorry, what would be better is the 1, 2, 3. So it's kind of up 3 bars, but 15-minute is igniting, so I like it. Oh, shit, combo. I've been forgetting about it. Actually, it's above our short strike now. Let's see what we can get out for. 170. So that's still, oh, because we're still in the money. All right, 150. All right, I killed a half lot at 155. All right, so at least our loss is significantly less. So type that. So we want this thing. We want it to keep going, so we got to keep a tight leash on it. This is still part of Kava.